American journalist Barry Weiss released the second batch of the Twitter files on Thursday, which appeared to show that conservative and anti-establishment voices were shadow banned on the platform. Weiss posted several images of what is allegedly an internal Twitter system that marked certain accounts as being under blacklists. Those on the blacklists included Jay Bhattacharya, an anti-lockdown health policy professor, and the Libs of TikTok account. Now joining me is Dr. Khalil Habib, Associate Professor of Politics at Hillsdale College. Khalil, Dr. Bhattacharya is a colleague of yours. What do you make of his being placed on these blacklists that were supposedly non-existent?
Calvin, great to see you and good afternoon. It's a dangerous trend that you're seeing. He was essentially blacklisted or shadow banned, restricted for essentially warning on the basis of science of dangers and harms to children during the lockdown. And now, in hindsight, you can see that he was absolutely right. And the public never had an opportunity to debate his claims or his findings. They just weren't allowed to even entertain them. And now one wonders how many people were, in fact, harmed because of this policy. So this censorship is not just a political football game. It has real consequences on the lives of many people, not just our freedom of speech, but how many people, how many young students were mentally and psychologically harmed by these lockdowns, to say nothing of any physical harm that could have been perpetrated because of this.
Absolutely. And we've heard for many years now, Twitter saying there's no such thing as shadow banning. However, in these documents, we have seen there are trends blacklists, search blacklists, research abuse strikes, and do not amplify lists. So there are multiple different ways of shadow banning. And essentially what we're looking at here is, people will say, well, it's a private company, they can do whatever they like. But it's not, is it? Twitter is the public square. Twitter and Facebook, the social media companies, are the public square of this modern age. If they are censoring people, especially on the right and anti-establishment, are they not fundamentally changing the public view of what's going on?
They are, and they're also abusing their powers, because at this point, it's clear that they are a public utility. Now, if I owned a public utility and I got to restrict how much oil or heat you get because I don't like your politics, you would immediately recognize how unjust and unfair that is. They're not just simply companies. They come now with an extraordinary responsibility because of their influence. And thank God Elon now is exposing what everybody had suspected, at least from the center to the right, about Twitter and many other social media. I don't believe it's just simply Twitter.